I love Caitlyn so much. As you know, I actually have her words tattooed right behind me. Behind me? On my back. It's tattooed on my back. Behind me, like in thin air. Anyway. Hi everyone, welcome back to Annabelle Reads Poetry, the show where I read you poetry. On today's episode, we are going to be reading from What We Buried by Caitlyn Siehl. I've read from this book before, if you remember, a few episodes ago, but that was the first edition of her book, and this is the second edition. I love Caitlyn. She was one of the first poets that I gravitated towards during my Tumblr phase. We're going to be reading two poems from this book. The first poem is called Circus. We happened, like a circus blowing through town, we happened. Left wrappers and pinwheels littering the ground like dead bodies, like the end of a war. You moved around the house so gracefully, never touching me, and I laughed because I thought it was your best act. Waited hours for your hands because I didn't want to miss the rest of the show. We walked past each other like a trapeze act, like acrobats on a tightrope, arms spread on either side like it would save them from falling, and we were the best act around. The tent opened and we were beautiful, effortless, jumping through rings of fire, catching each other in midair, wearing our best clothes. You loved me so well with the doors open. You loved me so well with an audience, but I don't want the circus anymore. I don't want it. I want to bury it 6 feet under, mourn it like a casualty, and then move on, chalk it up to something that sounds less like an empty fairground where we fired our first shots, where we first started to fracture like a bone. We may not have worked, but my God, were we good at pretending? My God, were we something to look at? The other poem that we'll be reading from this book is called Circus Tricks. This is for the mornings I wake up wanting to crush my teeth into gunpowder. This is reminder, warning, promise. I am going to be angry, and because I was never taught to embrace it, I will hold it in like a good girl. Because a bloody fist is not poetry on me, but I can write about it when I think of him and his fury and the hole in the wall and how gorgeous it looked when he wore my rage. My venom is different than his. Mine swims like a snake through my veins, and I have learned how to sing it into silence. His is always screaming. His is always tragic, never crazy, never unlovable, always forgiven. This is for the mornings I wake up and taste something burning on my tongue. This is for when I kick him out. This is for when I reach into my throat and pull out the match, careful not to strike it against my teeth. This is for me. This is for when I call my mom and talk about the first time she took me to the circus. How I couldn't keep my eyes off of the man breathing fire. Doesn't that hurt him, Mama? No, baby. He's been practicing his whole life. Look how pretty it is when he spits out. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. That was Circus and Circus Tricks by Caitlyn Siehl from her book, What We Buried. And please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.